We also thought we'd check in with our friends at 538 for a quick look at how President Trump's coronavirus and also protest response may be affecting his standing in the states that could be certainly key to him winning in November. The president was in one of those states today, Wisconsin. 538's Geoffrey Skelley joins us now. Thanks so much for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So you're out with a piece tonight talking about how Trump's electoral college advantage is slipping. Walk us through what's happening.
Sure. Well, in 2016, President Trump won in the electoral college while narrowly losing the national popular vote. And so there's a general belief that he has sort of this advantage in the electoral college and that that's carrying over into 2020. And it is true that he's performing better on the whole in battleground states than he is in national polls. However, the problem for President Trump is that he's down about 10 percentage points now in our national polling average. But he's also down at least 7 percentage points in big, important states in the electoral college, like Florida, like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. And so basically what's happened is that Joe Biden's lead has grown to the point where even if President Trump does have some sort of advantage, it's basically been neutralized. And so that as long as Biden can keep this sort of lead, it will be very difficult for President Trump, even if he does lose the national popular vote and gets close at all in the electoral college, to actually win.
At 50% in the polls is obviously a key threshold, and it seems at this moment that Biden seems to be getting more than that in some key swing states.
That's exactly right. I think the best way to think about the 50% mark is that Hillary Clinton, in our historical polling average data, never hit the 50% mark once in 2016 in states like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And yet Joe Biden is just over 50% in all three of those states in our polling average. And a part of what's going on here is not only that the environment has proven to be pretty Democratic friendly. President Trump's approval rating has dropped some. Biden's margin has ticked up. But at the same time, Biden finds himself in a position where he has such a large lead that it just may not matter in the end.
You know, obviously, we're still 4 months till Election Day. It would seem like President Trump is in trouble right now. But a lot of people might look back to 2016 and to use a Biden term and say these polls are a bunch of malarkey. I mean, what's different now in 2020 compared to 2016 as far as these polls?
Well, it's interesting, you know, in 2016, the polls weren't that far off at the end of the day nationally, but there were obviously some important swing states where they were off. And that's something we're thinking about now. And that's why the scope of the lead that Biden has is what's particularly notable here. And the fact that he's hitting 50%. Because if he's hitting 50%, it's sort of a signal that there are fewer undecideds in this election. In 2016, we had a lot fewer people totaling up saying they were voting for either Clinton or Trump. And a lot of people said they were voting for a third-party candidate or they were undecided. This time around, there are fewer of those voters out there. So that suggests to us that there's going to be less movement in the polls, or at least there's a chance there'll be less movement. However, you're right. We're 4 months away from Election Day. Things could shift. I think for President Trump's chances of winning re-election, it comes down to can he narrow the margins enough where he's got a shot in a lot of those important battleground states. So even if he does lose in the national popular vote again, he can find a path to winning.
All right, Geoffrey Skelley, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.